This is not the book that's gonna get you into Twilight. It is. Don't read it as the first one. It's not gonna. You're not gonna get it. Midnight Sun is not bad. Good morning. It's morning. I'm pretty sure it's morning. So it's been a minute and a half. What's up? I have been reading. I have been. I just haven't had time to record. My laptop broke. My camera momentarily broke. It's working now. Ish. I'm recording on my phone, my laptop. I had to get a cheap replacement super quick, so I can't record on it right now. However, we're back. We're gonna record on my phone, and we're back with Midnight Sun. Well, not the Fault in Our Stars ripoff. This is going to be rather short because I don't have a whole lot to say either which way about it, which is good and bad, depending on how you look at it. My standard little notation here, so start off with like this. Midnight Sun is the most recent installment of the Twilight books, and those were over several years ago. I had a Twilight phase. I did. No lie, I did. I watched the movie Twilight. I read the series probably 13 plus times per book, like the whole series, plus the short Second Life of Bree Tanner. I think that's what her name was. It's been a minute. But, so I was a Twilight fan. I didn't buy the book. I actually listened to the audiobook, which, thank goodness, because I was able to listen to it at work while I was sewing. I honestly don't think I could have gotten through the book if it wasn't an audiobook. High school, middle school me definitely could have. Like, I would have ripped that thing apart. I would have loved it. It just felt very 2008-ish writing. And it's 2021. She had options to address some things that were wrong with the first book. But all in all, Midnight Sun is a retelling of the first Twilight book through Edward's perspective. So we get to hear all of the thoughts of everybody around him, except for Bella, of course, and then Charlie's muddled thoughts. Just make it simple. It made me like some characters less. Like Renee, I was already iffy on her. Like, Renee just wasn't a good mom. She's not. She's let Bella handle everything. And no lie, the first time around, I was just like, she's a good mom, she's fine, she's just eccentric. Because she's a lot like my mom. And it took me a while to figure that one out, so. It made me like her a lot less just hearing her thoughts the whole time Bella was hurt and in the hospital. He does this series absolutely no favors. Like, this is not going to be the book that gets you into Twilight. This book was just pages and pages of his self-hatred, his pining for Bella, his whining, and his inner monologue of just the general stereotype of the Bella is not like other girls. Like, I don't even know if Bella's a pick-me girl. I don't think so. Not from I haven't read the books in a while, and I haven't watched the movie in a couple of years, so I probably should have reread those first. But he puts her in such a she's not like other girls area. It's just, I can't. But as far as writing goes, Stephanie Meyer's writing definitely has not evolved from the Twilight series. I haven't read any of her recent work. I don't even know if she's released anything recent except for The Host, which I couldn't get through. She could have done that intentionally. Like, she could have just been trying to keep it all in the Twilight era, just so it all feels cohesive. But the book it went on way too long. It wasn't fun. It didn't add anything. It was cute. It was more so a book that scratched an itch. People wanted more. She definitely made money on this book. I think it hit bestseller, I'm pretty sure. Just like all Twilight books. It wasn't all bad though. I did have fun with the parts where Edward was reading other people's minds, and it gave us insight on them, made me not like several characters even more. Jessica is thirsty. Let's just hope Jessica never becomes a vampire. Having a mind reader in the story gives an interesting way of putting on the license to head hop, which is usually a big no-no in writing, especially like third person. You can't head hop because it's confusing. However, because Edward reads minds, he can. So you have license to head hop, which gives us just all that extra insight. And my absolute favorite part was when he was watching Alice's visions and being able to make his moves based on that. Like there's a scene where they steal a car. And we're chasing is when they're going after Bella. When James takes her. Or when she goes to meet up with James. And there's a scene where he's watching when to get over because they're like speeding. Because they're the Collins, of course they speed. He's waiting to get over and he's waiting to see which second is going to be the least damaging. Or at least it will cause no fatalities. And we're able to see Alice's vision through him. So that was my favorite part. I really wish that could have gone more into. I wish he spent more time with his family. We got to see more on that aspect. But it was so much just when he and Bella were together that it was the exact same book. Which it was supposed to be. It was not meant to add anything. It was not meant to be a new take, an interesting concept. It wasn't meant to be any of that. Don't expect anything more than that. If you are a Twilight fan, you will love it. If you're an Team Edward, you'll probably love it. Even if you're not super into Twilight anymore, you will probably like this book if you're Team Edward. Or it'll make you Team Jacob because he's so whiny. My only advice to going into this book is, if you're not a fan, you're probably not gonna like it. If you have never read the Twilight books, this isn't gonna get you into it. But if you go in knowing it is a gift to diehard Twilight fans that made Stephenie Meyer famous, because it is always the fans that do that. That your book, your movie, nothing you make gets anywhere without your fans, and this was a gift to them. So props to that. At the end, I don't have the physical book, but in the physical book, at the end of it, in the acknowledgements, there's a place to put your name as a thank you. Read it for what it is. This was a solid 3.5 stars for me, just because not that I'm no longer a Twilight fan, I would definitely watch the movies again for fun. If I had time, I'd probably read the books again. Like if I had a casual moment, I'd read the books again. I would like to, actually, because I thoroughly enjoyed them as a child. She was one of the authors that made me so excited to want to be an author. A quick segue. I'm an author. My book just came out June 16th. It's called London Boy. London Boy is a YANA, so young adult, new adult, contemporary coming of age romance. It follows the story of Evie, who is a college student going to London for an internship. She has two objectives: to nail her internship and to find a distraction. That's my little promo. I'll read a quick little back part of it. This is my favorite line in the book right here. It's backwards, but a dark past makes for a bright future, no? And it's written, and it's said by one of my favorite characters. And he's my favorite because he says stuff like this. Evelyn Barnhill enrolls in an internship to escape the grief and guilt saturating her home. She wants two things: to nail her internship and to find a distraction. However, her guilt is heavier than she anticipated, and her distraction is growing to something more than she bargained for. But none of that matters because she has to go home, right? It is out. Link will be in bio. Link will be in the description below. It is available at Barnes & Noble and Amazon. And this was so fun. I got to do the cover for it. So that is my artwork on the front and my artwork on the back. So that was so incredible. Please pick it up. I'll be doing a promo video for that later. See ya!